Good morning to Nandal. Myself, Dr. Radhika, working as assistant in the Department of Agricultural Engineering, SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. Today's class, last class, we discussed about the weathering agents of weathering agents. First factor is temperature. Today's class, we see the second factor is action of water. Water acts as a disintegration, transporting, and depositing agent. It's one of the factor ataxia, disintegrating and transporting and depositing agents. Also, water is the main agents for the weathering. Fragmentation and transport. Water beats over the surface of the rock when the rain occurs and starts flows through the ocean. Moving water has a great cutting and carrying the force. It forms gullies and ravines and carries with the suspended soil material of variable sizes. Then another factor is actions of freezing. Frost is much more effective than heat in producing physical weathering. In cold region, the water is cracks and crevices freezes into ice and the volume increases to 1/10. As the freezing starts from the depth, there is no possibility of its upward expansions. Hence, the increase in volume creates enormous outward pressure which break apart the rocks. This is a mechanical way of frost wedging. Water entered in the cracks. So, and expand and freezing. Pressure split rocks. Hundreds of freeze thaw cycles per year or per year hundreds of freeze or thaw cycles per year it's happened. Then another freeze wedges. Sometime in the rain and join the cracks are formed in the forced rains. We have to see in these pictures. Then certain rocks are common in cold and alpine environment where repeated freeze and thaw gradually break rocks apart. Then another one is alternate wetting and drying method. And drying factor is one of the important factors for the weathering of rocks. Some natural substance increases considerably in volume on wetting and shrinking on drying. Example, marmorite. It's one of the clay material. During summer or dry weather, these clays shrink considerably, forming deep cracks and wide cracks. On subsequent wetting, it swells. Its shrink and swells are happened in the wetting and drying conditions. This alternate swelling and shrinking or wetting or drying of clay enriched rock make them loose eventually breaks. It is the so alternate wetting and drying is important agents for the physical weathering of rocks. Another factor actions of glaciers. In colder regions, when snow falls, it accumulates and changes in ice sheet. These big glaciers start moving owing to the changes in temperature or gradient. On moving, these exit tremendous pressures over the rock on which they pass carry the loose material. This material get deposited on reaching the warmer region where its movement stops with the melting of ice. Another factor is main factor actions of wind. Wind is a very important agent for the weathering of physical weathering of rocks. Wind has an erosive and transporting effect. Often when the wind is laden with the final material is fine sand, silt, clay particle. It has a serious abrasive effect and sand laden winds leaches the rocks, ultimately break down on its force. In actions of wind, forces of wind, the rocks ultimately breaks down and also the final material fine sand, silt, clay particles also seriously affected the abrasive effect or breaking effect. So then another factor one is atmospheric electric phenomenon. This is the last factor for the physical disintegration decomposition of the rocks and minerals. It is an important factor causing breakdown during rainy season. Lightning break up rocks and underneath. Suppose lightning occurs means the rocks are widened cracks rocks inside the rocks the widened cracks are appeared. These are this fixture shows the mechanical weathering. Organic activity, plant roots, burrowing animals, some of the activities are happened in the physical actions of wind. Then another today's class once again and repeat some of the factors are important for the weathering of rocks. First one is temperature. Temperature is a main factor involving in the desiccation and decomposition of rocks. The alternate expansion and contractions of the temperature affect the weathering of rocks. Second one is actions of water. Water acts as a disintegration, transporting, depositing agents. It's a actions of winter. Then action of freezing is processed most important effective than heat in producing physical weathering. Another factor is Then another factor is alternate wetting drying. Alternate wetting drying is swing or on drying, swell on wetting. So it's alternate wetting and drying is an important factor for the disintegration drops. Another acceleration of glacier in the cold days and snowfalls accumulate and changes in ice sheet. So the big glaciers start moving on to the changes in temperature or gradient. So it's another important factor. Finally, acceleration of winter. Winter has an erosive and transporting effect. Often the wind is laden with the finer material, sand, silt, clay particles, laden material. Force of the wind, it breaks the rocks material. Then a last point is atmospheric electrical phenomena. It suppose lightning break up the rocks and widen cracks. These are the agents for the physical weathering. Let's see the next class. We have to see deeply discuss the chemical weathering process.